My wife started charging me cooking and cleaning fees after reading a blog, demanding Venmo payments for dinner. I agreed. Then I sent her an invoice for rent, utilities, internet, and car payments. She owed me $2,500 by the end of the month. And then, original post. I, 32 male, honestly thought my wife, 29, was joking at first. We've been married 4 years, together for 7. Both working professionals. I'm in IT management. She does marketing for a startup. Good income between us, comfortable life in a decent apartment. No kids yet, though we've been talking about it. Last Tuesday, I come home from work around 6:30. She's in the kitchen making pasta. Smells amazing. I'm starving. I go to kiss her hello. She barely responds. Okay, rough day maybe. Dinner's ready around 7. We sit down. I'm about to dig in when she slides her phone across the table. Before you eat, I need you to Venmo me. I laugh. What? $25. For the meal. I'm still thinking it's a joke. Go on, babe. This looks great. I'm serious. Her face is stone cold. I spent an hour and a half cooking this. Plus groceries. $25 is actually below market rate for a home-cooked meal of this quality. My fork's halfway to my mouth. You're charging me for dinner? I've been doing unpaid labor for years. Cooking, cleaning, managing a household. I read this amazing blog about women recognizing their worth and not letting men exploit their domestic labor. It's time you compensated me fairly. I put my fork down. Compensated you? We're married. We both live here. Exactly. And I do most of the cooking and cleaning. You benefit from that labor. $25, please. She's 100% serious. Her hands out, waiting. Part of me wanted to argue. Part of me was just tired. Long day, hungry, not in the mood for whatever this was. Fine. I Venmo'd her $25. Ate my pasta in silence while she smiled at her phone, watching the payment come through. That night, she presented me with a printed fee schedule. Breakfast, $15. Lunch, if home, $20. Dinner, $25. Cleaning bathroom, $40. Vacuuming, $30. Laundry, my clothes, $35 per load. Dishes, $20. Just so we're clear on rates going forward, she said. I nodded. Crystal clear. She seemed surprised I wasn't fighting her on it. Smile kissed my cheek. I'm glad you understand. It's about time men recognized what women contribute. I smiled back. Absolutely. Fair is fair. Spent the next 3 hours after she went to bed doing math and drafting my own invoice. See, here's the thing about our living situation that my wife seemed to have forgotten. The apartment lease? Only my name. All utilities? My name, my bank account on auto pay. Internet and streaming services? Mine. Her car? I co-signed the loan because her credit was garbage when we met. But I've been making 100% of the payments for 2 years after she said her student loans were tight. The car's in both our names, but every single payment has come from my account. Her health insurance? Through my job's family plan. Her gym membership? I pay it as an anniversary gift thing we started. I stayed up making a very detailed spreadsheet. Looked up market rates for everything. Even gave her a 10% family discount because I'm generous like that. Thursday morning, she made eggs and toast. Before I could take a bite, she goes, Venmo me 15. I did, without a word. She looked so smug, probably thinking she trained me already. Thursday night, I cooked my own dinner. Frozen pizza. She made herself salmon and vegetables, ate it in front of me. Didn't offer me any. Cool. Friday morning, no breakfast from her. She was running late for work, just grabbed a coffee. Friday evening, I got home first. She came in around 6:45, saw me eating a sandwich. No dinner tonight? She asked. Nope. $25 is steep. I'm good with a sandwich. She shrugged. Your loss. I'm ordering Thai. Cool. She ordered herself about $40 worth of food. Ate it at the table while I did dishes for my sandwich. The $20 dish fee didn't apply to me, apparently, since I was doing my own dishes. Saturday morning, I handed her an envelope over coffee. What's this? My invoice. For the month. She opened it. I watched her face go from confused to red to white. The invoice read, Monthly Housing and Services Statement. Rent, 50% of market rate 2-bed apartment, $1,100. Utilities, electric, gas, water, 50%, $125. Internet/cable, $80. Car payment, vehicle you drive daily, $340. Car insurance, your portion, $95. Health insurance, family plan edition, $200. Gym membership, $45. Spotify family plan, your profile, $8. Netflix, your profile usage, $7. Total due, $2,000. Payment due within 30 days. Late fees of $50 per day apply after grace period. What the hell is this? Her voice was shaking. Well, you wanted to formalize our financial arrangement, so I'm billing you for services rendered. That's your half of our living expenses. You can't be serious. You charge me for eggs. I'm charging you for housing. Seems fair. That's completely different. Cooking is labor. So is working 50 hours a week to pay rent. So is managing all the accounts and making sure everything's paid on time. So is dealing with the landlord when stuff breaks. Labor is labor, babe. This is insane. We're married. This isn't how marriage works. I sipped my coffee. You started this. I'm just playing by the rules you set. I am not paying you $2,000. Then I guess you're not paying for my meals either. We can both cook our own food, clean our own messes, and live completely separately. Your choice. She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. You're being ridiculous and petty. No, I'm being exactly as transactional as you wanted to be. You commodified our relationship. Congratulations. She grabbed her purse and left. Didn't come home until almost midnight. I was in bed reading. She slept on the couch. Sunday morning, I got a text from her mom. What did you do to my daughter? She's very upset. Replied. Ask her about the Venmo charges. That's where we're at now. She's furious. I'm sleeping great. Let's see how this plays out. Update 1. 1 week later. It's been a week since the invoice. Things have escalated in the most predictable, yet still somehow surprising way. Sunday after my last post, my wife came back to the apartment around 2 p.m. with her sister and her mom. I was watching football, minding my business. Her mom immediately starts in, "You need to apologize to my daughter right now." I muted the TV. For what exactly? For that ridiculous invoice. For trying to charge her rent in her own home. It's not her home. It's my apartment. She lives here, yes. But the lease is mine. My wife jumped in. We're married. What's yours is mine. Interesting. So when you charge me for cooking, was what's yours also mine? Or does this partnership thing only work one direction? Her sister, who's always hated me, sneered, "You're such a typical man." She does all the emotional labor, the mental load, the physical work of maintaining your home, and you think writing a check once a month for rent is equivalent. I write checks for rent, utilities, internet, her car, her insurance, her health coverage, and about a dozen other things. And I do it every single month without sending her invoices, until she decided to monetize making eggs. Her mom, that's your job as a husband, to provide. Cool. Then her job as a wife is to cook and clean without charging me. You can't have it both ways. The three of them started talking over each other. My wife was crying. Her sister called me a bunch of names. Her mom threatened to get a lawyer involved, though I'm not sure what law she thinks I broke. I let them tire themselves out, then said, "Here's the deal. She can drop her fee schedule, I'll drop my invoice, and we go back to being married partners who share household duties. Or we can keep playing this game, and she can Venmo me the $2,000 she owes." My wife, through tears, "I just wanted you to appreciate what I do. I do appreciate it. I always have. But you didn't want appreciation. You wanted cash. So now everything's cash. You move." They left after another 20 minutes of circular arguing. Monday through Wednesday were quiet. She stayed at her sister's place. Didn't respond to my texts. Fine by me. Thursday, I get home from work and half my stuff is gone. My gaming console gone. My nice headphones gone. The fancy coffee maker I bought last year gone. My good winter jacket gone. Even my damn electric toothbrush. She took them to her sister's apartment as collateral until I pay her what she's owed for the cooking and cleaning she's done over the years. Texted her, taking my property without permission is called theft. Her, taking my labor without payment is called exploitation. You owe me thousands. I took $800 worth of stuff. You still owe me. She'd apparently been calculating what she was owed for 4 years of cooking and cleaning. By her math, I owed her around $6,000. I called a buddy who's a lawyer. He laughed. She can't just take your stuff. You want to file a police report? Not yet. Let me try something first. Friday, I paid the bills that were due. All in my name, as usual. Rent, utilities, internet, her car payment, her insurance. Then I sent her a very detailed email. Subject, outstanding balance and property return. As of today, your outstanding balance for October housing and services is $2,000. You have also taken approximately $800 of my personal property without permission. Going forward, please note, November rent is due on the 1st. Your portion is $1,100. If not paid, you will be considered a guest, not a resident. The car payment for your vehicle is due on the 5th. If not paid, I will report the vehicle as unauthorized use. All utility payments will continue in my name. You will be invoiced. You have until October 31st to either A. Return my property and drop your fee schedule, or B. Pay your outstanding balance in full. Failure to do either will result in further action. She called me immediately, screaming, "You can't kick me out. I live there. You're not on a lease. Legally, you're a guest. A guest who's behind on their bills and who stole from me. I'm your wife. Then act like it. Partners don't charge each other for meals. Partners don't steal each other's stuff. I'll divorce you. Cool. Do it. You'll get exactly half of nothing since we have no shared assets and you're currently in debt to me." She hung up, called back 5 minutes later, calmer. "Can we please just talk about this like adults? I've been trying to. You brought your family to gang up on me. You stole my property. You're the one acting insane. I felt unappreciated. That blog made me realize how much I do and how little recognition I get. So talk to me about it. Like a wife. Don't hand me invoices like I'm a customer." Silence on her end. "Are you going to drop the fees?" I asked. More silence. "I need to think about it. You got 6 days. Clock's ticking. We're still in this standoff." She's at her sister's. I'm at the apartment. Alone. Honestly, it's been pretty peaceful. Update 2, 3 weeks later. Buckle up, because this got way worse before it got better. After my last update, my wife doubled down hard. Like nuclear-level pettiness. She didn't pay the $2,000. Didn't return my stuff. Instead, she hired a lawyer. Got a letter about a week after our phone call. Her attorney was claiming she had implied tenancy rights after living with me for 3 years. The car was marital property, regardless of whose name was on the payment. My invoice was financial abuse and coercive control. She was entitled to half of everything in the apartment. My lawyer buddy took one look at it and snorted. This is a $500 consultation that's going to cost her $3,000 in legal fees. She's got no case. But here's where it got interesting. Her lawyer demanded mediation. Fine, whatever. We had a Zoom mediation session last Tuesday. Her attorney opened with, "My client has been subjected to financial abuse and manipulation throughout this marriage. She was forced to take on all domestic duties while her husband controlled all the finances." I unmuted. I paid for literally everything while she charged me for scrambled eggs. My wife started crying on camera. Real tears, the whole performance. I just wanted to feel valued. "You made me feel worthless." No, babe. You made yourself feel worthless when you put a price tag on your love. Her lawyer tried to argue that my invoice was retaliatory and created a hostile living environment. My lawyer pulled up the Venmo transactions. "Your client charged mine $25 for spaghetti, $15 for toast, $40 to clean a bathroom in an apartment she lives in. Who's being hostile?" The mediator, this older woman who looked tired of everyone's nonsense, finally spoke up. "Ma'am, why did you start charging your husband for household tasks?" My wife sniffled. "I read about women being compensated for domestic labor. It opened my eyes to how undervalued I was." "And did you discuss this with your husband before implementing fees? I know, but I shouldn't have to ask to be valued. But you're asking him to pay you for being his wife. Silence. The mediation ended with no resolution. Her lawyer said they'd consider next steps. My lawyer said good luck with that. But that's not even the craziest part. 2 days after mediation, I got a call from my landlord. Hey, got a weird complaint about you. Someone claiming you're illegally subletting and running a boarding house situation. Says there's unauthorized tenants. What? No, it's just me. Well, it was me and my wife, but she's been staying elsewhere. That's what I figured. Just had to check. Weird though. Took me about 30 seconds to realize my wife called in a fake complaint trying to get me in trouble with my landlord. When that didn't work, she tried another angle. Friday afternoon, building management sends an email. We've received noise complaints about Unit 4C. That's me. I live alone and work from home. I'm the quietest person on the floor. Call the management office. What noise? I'm literally sitting at my desk in silence right now. We've had multiple complaints this week. Late night parties, loud music. I haven't had anyone over in 2 weeks. Can you tell me who complained? Anonymous complaints through the online portal. My wife was absolutely trying to get me evicted. My lawyer said we could probably prove harassment, but it'd be messy. Then came the power move that I'm still kind of proud of. I changed the locks. Legally, I could. She's not on the lease. She hasn't paid rent. She's been gone for weeks. I documented everything. Had my lawyer draft a letter saying she abandoned the residence. Saturday morning, she showed up with her sister to get more of her stuff. Key didn't work. She called me immediately. You changed the locks? Yep. You can't do that. Actually, I can. You don't live here anymore. You haven't paid rent. You filed false complaints against me. You stole my property. You're not a resident. You're a hostile former roommate. I'm your wife. Then act like it. Stop trying to charge me for toast. Stop stealing my stuff. Stop trying to get me evicted. And maybe we can talk. I need my clothes. My things. Cool. Your stuff is packed. I'll have it delivered to your sister's place. You're not coming in here. She lost it. Full meltdown on the phone. Screaming, crying, threatening to call the cops. Go ahead. Tell them your husband changed the locks on his own apartment after you abandoned it for 3 weeks and stole his property. See how that goes. She hung up. Didn't call the cops. I packed her stuff carefully. Clothes, toiletries, jewelry, photos, everything that was clearly hers. Hired TaskRabbit guys to deliver it to her sister's apartment Sunday afternoon. Got a text from her sister. You're heartless? She's devastated. Replied. She devastated herself. Monday morning, I changed the car insurance. Called the insurance company, explained my wife and I were separated, removed her from my policy. Her car is still insured, but under a different plan that she'll have to pay for herself starting next month. Called the loan company about the car. Explained the situation. They said since both our names are on it, they can't do much, but they noted that I've been the only one paying. If she wants to keep it, she needs to refinance it in her name only or keep making payments. Send her an email. The car payment is due on the 5th, $340. If you want to keep the car, you need to pay it. If you don't, I'll report to the loan company and they can repo it. She responded, you're destroying my life over eggs. I wrote back, no, you try to monetize our marriage. I'm just making sure you pay your bills. Yesterday, her mom called me. Different approach this time, the guilt trip. She's my baby. She's depressed. She cries every day. Is this really what you want? To hurt her like this? I don't want to hurt her. I want her to understand that marriage isn't a business transaction. She created this situation. She made a mistake. She was influenced by that stupid blog. She made a choice. Multiple choices. She chose to charge me. She chose to steal from me. She chose to try to get me evicted. She chose to lawyer up instead of having a conversation. Every single step of this, she chose the nuclear option. What do you want? An apology? I want my wife back. The one who didn't see me as a customer. But I don't think that person exists anymore. Her mom went quiet. Then, will you at least pay for the car? She needs it for work. She's a grown woman with a job. She can pay her own bills. Today's November 1st. Her rent is due. Her car payment is due in 4 days. She hasn't paid either. I'm not budging. She created this game. I'm just playing it better than she expected. Update 3. Final. It's been 2 months since this whole thing started. Time for the final update. The week after my last post, reality hit my wife like a freight train. November 5th came and went, no car payment from her. I contacted the loan company, told them she'd be making her own payments now, gave them her number. They started calling her directly. She called me panicking. They're going to repo my car, then pay your bill. I can't afford $340 a month. Should have thought about that before you charged me for pancakes. She didn't pay. By November 15th, the loan company sent a final notice. She called her parents in a panic. Her dad actually called me. First time we talked through this whole thing. Look, I know my daughter screwed up, but she needs that car. Can you just make this one payment? No. You're really going to let them repo her car? I'm not letting them do anything. She's choosing not to pay her bill. That's on her. You're married. You're supposed to help each other. Tell your daughter that. She's the one who turned our marriage into a billing cycle. He hung up on me. Her parents ended up making the November payment and December's. But apparently they gave her hell about it because she called me crying about how her own family was turning on her. The divorce papers came right before Thanksgiving. She filed first, probably hoping to control the narrative. Her filing claimed financial abuse, emotional distress, entitlement to half of all marital assets, spousal support. My lawyer looked it over and actually laughed. She has no proof of abuse. You have proof she charged you for meals. This is going to be fun. Court date was set for January. In the meantime, the holidays were absolutely miserable. Her whole family iced me out. My family thought the whole thing was insane, but supported me. Christmas was awkward as hell. The hearing finally happened 2 weeks ago. We both had to appear. She showed up looking like she'd been through war. Lost weight, dark circles, the whole victim look. Her lawyer presented their case. I was controlling, financially abusive, forced her into domestic servitude. Then my lawyer pulled up the Venmo transactions. Every single one. $25 for dinner, $15 for breakfast, $40 for cleaning a bathroom. The judge, this no-nonsense woman in her 50s, looked at my wife. Ma'am, you charge your husband for cooking meals? Yes. But it was about principle, about being valued. And he responded by billing you for rent and utilities? Yes, which is financial abuse. The judge looked at her lawyer. How is billing someone for housing they're using abuse when she billed him for meals he ate? Her lawyer tried to argue it was different, that domestic labor is undervalued, that I was retaliating. The judge cut her off. They're married. In a marriage, you share responsibilities. She wanted to turn it into a business arrangement. He matched her energy. I'm not seeing abuse here. I'm seeing the consequences of poor decisions. My wife started crying. He turned our marriage into a game. The judge looked at her dead on. No, ma'am. You turned your marriage into a transaction. He just showed you what that actually looks like. The ruling came down hard. No spousal support. We were married less than 5 years, both employed. Asset split was minimal since we had nothing joint. She keeps her car, but has to refinance the loan in her name only within 60 days. We each keep our own debts and property. Divorce granted, 60-day waiting period standard in our state. She tried to argue for the stuff she took as collateral, but the judge shut that down immediately. Ordered her to return my property within 48 hours or face contempt charges. Got my gaming console back yesterday. My headphones. My coffee maker. All of it delivered by her sister, who wouldn't even make eye contact. The final divorce papers were signed last Friday. It's over. 4 years of marriage ended because she read a blog and decided to charge me for scrambled eggs. Her family still thinks I'm the villain. Her mom sent me a long email about how I destroyed her daughter's life over a simple misunderstanding. I didn't respond. My family thinks I did the right thing. My dad actually said, "Never let someone disrespect you in your own home, son. Not even your wife." Here's the thing nobody tells you about winning. It doesn't feel how you'd expect. Yeah, I won. I kept my apartment, my stuff, my dignity. I didn't roll over and become a human ATM for someone who saw me as a wallet. But I also lost my wife, the woman I thought I'd grow old with, the person I loved enough to marry. Except, did I really lose her? Or did I just finally see who she actually was? Because the woman I married wouldn't have charged me for toast. Wouldn't have stolen my stuff. Wouldn't have tried to get me evicted. Wouldn't have hired a lawyer before having a real conversation. Maybe I didn't lose my wife. Maybe I just woke up. I'm not dating. Not ready for that. The apartment feels different now. Bigger, quieter, mine. I kept the coffee maker in the same spot. Stupid, maybe, but it feels like reclaiming territory. Work's been good. I actually got a promotion last month. Manager position, nice raise. Threw myself into that while the divorce was processing. Helped keep my mind busy. My wife, from what I hear through the grapevine, moved back in with her parents. She's still working, but apparently money's tight now that she's paying her own bills. Her sister let slip that she's in therapy, which good. Hope it helps. Do I regret how I handled it? Sometimes. Late at night, when the apartment's too quiet, I wonder if I should have just talked it out more. Tried harder to understand why she felt undervalued. But then I remember the look on her face when she handed me that fee schedule. The entitlement. The absolute certainty that she deserved to be paid for being my wife. And I remember that I tried talking. Multiple times. She shut me down every time, called me names, involved her family, hired a lawyer. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And you can't have a partnership with someone who sees you as a customer. So yeah, that's it. Marriage over. Lesson learned. The blog that ruined my marriage is still up, by the way. I found it. Some feminist finance guru telling women to stop giving away free labor and charge your partners for domestic work. Wonder how many other marriages she's destroyed. Anyway, I'm good. Not great, not terrible, just good. Moving forward, one day at a time. To anyone reading this who's dealing with similar nonsense, don't negotiate with financial terrorists. Don't let someone monetize your relationship. And definitely don't back down when someone tries to turn your marriage into a billing cycle. Set your boundaries. Stand your ground. And if they can't respect that, let them go. Peace out, Reddit. Thanks for following this disaster. Time to close this chapter and start fresh.